Good morning, traders. How's everybody doing today? So good to see everyone. Hope you guys did great yesterday. Hope you had a great day. And today's a new day. It's Tuesday at 6:53 a.m., March 24th. So, good morning. And I'm here enjoying my coffee while I'm doing this. And I'm happy to see that we did our trade yesterday. And so hopefully some of you guys learned something useful. If you did learn something useful yesterday, just let me know. It was pretty cool to get the training, I thought, from the EFC. And I got a really good setup that I'm going to talk about today. And I saw it already, and I was like, okay, we got to talk about this. So I did want to review this last trade, and that is right here, 167 pips yesterday. And you remember I was telling some people like, oh, I might lose this, because some people were saying this trying to catch a reversal in this market's like a falling knife. And well, congratulations, we caught the knife. To me, it's all about just playing the averages. Right? It's a statistical game. It's not about being right all the time. But what I did notice is we got that nice burst, and that carried us in. And once it triggered above this, we got that nice burst. We talked about it. Could have been a head fake. It could have gone lower, and we knew that. But I saw that burst. I saw the reversal. I just wanted to go for it. And hey, it happened. So that's good. So one of the other things I wanted to talk about today was that we officially completed the 20 trade challenge. And I am pretty excited about this just because we were all doing this together and I was able to do it all live in front of everyone. Not a single trade on this list happened that was not live. Okay, so that is pretty exciting to me. You guys were able to see the entire process that I go through. If you thought that was useful or enjoyable, just let me know. Was that useful to you? Like, yeah, I hope so, because it was pretty cool. And I've been getting some great feedback, so thank you guys for that. But wouldn't you like to be able to trade like this all the time, where you're not letting your emotions take over? Wouldn't it be great if you could just not let your emotions take over and have a system that produces results like this? Yeah, that's right. So thanks again, everyone. Really enjoying this. Okay, so I actually closed out yesterday's trade too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add it in here, even though the 20 trade challenge is officially over. I'm just going to add it in, and what I'm going to do, well, before I add it, let's talk about the official results. So the official results was 15,000, but by the time I add this, it's going to be 18. $15,000 in 20 trades. Again, I keep asking questions to you, but then they seem like they're pretty obvious, but wouldn't that be interesting to you? Wouldn't that be great to be able to make $15,000 in 20 trades? Yeah, it certainly would. So here we go. 15,000. The expectancy is 777 trades. $4,000, $4,031. Average loss 905. Average win 4,000. Okay, and the risk to reward ratio is 4.45, almost 5. That's pretty good. Now, after I add this in, it's probably going to lower a little bit, but my win percentage will go up. And by the way, this access to this spreadsheet is pretty good. Is available in the link. I'm not actually going to give anyone access. I'm just giving you an idea of how I do it. And actually, I really need to upgrade this thing because I do too many things manually. If I need to find myself a spreadsheet expert to build this out for me so I don't have to manually change some of these columns every time. Okay, but anyways, let's go back to that. I didn't mean to click away from that. All right, so at risk to reward ratio is 4.45, and the win rate is 35%. So that's all pretty good. And one of the things I like here, this can lose 8.3 trades in a row, but I'm up 15,000 now. So that actually is 15.5 trades in a row and still be at break even. And that's pretty good. You can see here that we had, if just by looking at the chart, we had a nice drawdown here, which is not really a great thing because it's pretty significant. And that's the type of thing I do want to work on lowering, is that drawdown, because I think that could bring a lot of discouragement and take people out. If you have faith in your system and you know you're going to get one, it could be good. You know, it's like, okay, I know it's going to work. But the problem is that it's just a little bit too deep. So I'm going to work on trying to get my accuracy up so that this drawdown doesn't happen as bad. But overall, this is pretty normal. You can see the ups and the downs, and it's moving in the right direction. And sometimes that'll happen for a long time. Sometimes these drawdowns happen for long. This was 5 trades, and it was a very long losing streak. But then fortunately now I have a 2-trade winning streak, which puts me right back on track. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is we look at these winners. These big winners really help get the trades on the right track. So this 7,000 was my biggest winner on the USD Swiss. Was going for 10, didn't quite hit the 10, but still a great trade. It was actually the biggest winner on the series, and that really helped me out. And another big winner here at 6,000, my first trade, again, really helped me out. Those big winners really help you out. They're harder to get, but like I always say, you're not going to get what you don't target for, okay? And thank all you guys for enjoying this series and really participating. It's really good. Again, we do this for you guys. That's why we do it. So just notice those big winners. If you can get those, it does offset the losers. And again, the drawdowns are bad, and they're hard. We're trying to contain those, but the bigger winners will offset them. And if you can maintain over a long period of time, if I can maintain, here's the thing that's so cool about this. Even if I have a drawdown series, if I can maintain a lifetime win percentage of 35%, I will be able to make money long term. And that's not a huge winning percentage. It's really not. 35% is not that bad, hard to accomplish if you're disciplined and it's what you're going after. And so I'm going to go ahead now and just fill in the rest of this. So we go here, and this is the manual part that I don't like doing. I should be able to automatically do this if I was a little smarter with spreadsheets. But we're just going to do this, comma, that, right, and then there we see it pop up, and my expectancy just bumped up a lot. My win percentage is 8 out of 21. So my win percentage just bumped up to 38%. And so my total profit's now 18,567.81. And so now I can change this to 18,000 or 18.5 trades in a row and still be at break even. So that gives me some decent room, right? Again, I call that the position of power, where you get room to just let your trades grow. I have nothing to lose now for 18.5 trades in a row. That is a lot of peace of mind. And it took me a lot to get there. And again, so today, that's one of the things I do want to talk about today. So here's the agenda for today. I'm going to share a little bit about myself and a little bit about my history. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the strategies that I'm using now that are working. And we went over the EFC yesterday, so that's our most popular indicator, and we're going to work on improving it and making it better. Love the EFC, but want to make it better. So that's really important to me. And then, so I'm going to talk about strategy, and then I'm going to go ahead and set up with a trade. All right, so here we go. Well, I'm really excited to be with everyone today because I want to share about my journey as a trader. And it all started way back, and I'm not that old, but it started in 1993. And I was a computer nerd in high school. And my dad was a diesel mechanic for a gold mine. And he was a very hard worker, and he taught me how to work hard, and I've carried that my entire life. So that's just so awesome that I've had that influence. However, he was also smart, and he would learn about the stock market. And he sold his house and started trading. And in 1993, he wanted to do online trading. They had this, they didn't really even have internet then too much. They had like a signal system that went into the box. They had a special cable and a special box we had to set up, but he didn't know how to use computers. And I was a computer nerd because my aunt worked at Intel, and she taught me everything I needed to know about computers. And he helped me out, learn about stocks, and I helped him with computers. And so once I got access to that, I think I was like 15, 16 years old. When I got access to that, it was like, wow, this stock market thing is awesome. And so it really never left me. I never left the trading after that. I just stuck with it forever. And so what that did for me was give me an interest in something to pursue. So I joined the military and I started trading right away. I got myself an E-Trade account. I got in the military in 1996. I got myself an E-Trade account, and I started just throwing my money right in there. I would save everything that I had. And, when you're in the Army, you don't have to spend a lot of money. So I'd save everything I had, and I was throwing it into E-Trade. And that was pretty exciting for me. And we had the big market run-up in 1999. It was the .com, and I did really well. I had some tech stocks. I had Cisco and Intel and a couple other tech stocks, and my portfolio did extremely well. And the timing was perfect. I was getting out of the Army in 2000, and if you guys remember the 2000 crash, I was getting out of the Army, and I took my stocks out because I wanted some cash to live off of when I got in the Army, which now I would probably not do. That was a big mistake. But at the time, it worked out perfectly because I got out right before the crash, not being an expert market person, but just got out because I needed the money. And so that's what got me started, and I've been trading ever since. And I've had a lot of challenges in trading, and my personality has really worked against me, and it's worked for me. And I think that for those of you that are in trading and you're struggling and you want to kind of evaluate your personality. I know there's some people that trade are very risk averse, but I'm not like that. I'm very risk is like how I function, right? I love risk. Risk is, for me, wonderful. Now, I've toned that down a lot because now I have 9 children and a family, and I have to be smart. But when I was younger, I was just a train wreck, to be honest. When I joined the military, I was like, I want to be a combat position. I want to do something dangerous. So they gave me a forward observer. They said, yeah, you want to be a forward observer? They usually live about 11 seconds on the battlefield. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what I want to do, right? Just because I was crazy with risk. And so that has helped me out a lot in life because it's caused me to take action. I'm an action taker, right? And this is, I'm not bragging about myself. I'm just talking about my personality, because there's a lot of good that goes with this and a lot of bad. Sometimes your strongest thing is also your biggest weakness. Your biggest strength is also your biggest weakness. So you got to learn to use that and temper the bad side of it. So the good side was I'm an action taker, and I love to take action, and I don't really care about the risks that are associated with it. That's one of the reasons why school was so horrible for me. Like, I was in school and it was just so boring. And don't take this the wrong way, because my wife is a teacher. I love teachers. She does an amazing job. Teachers have influenced me. But in my mind, and I still have this today, I'm like, man, these teachers, they're just talking a bunch of theories. They don't do anything. They never apply what they teach. It's all random pie in the sky stuff. There's never any actions behind it. And to me, that was the biggest waste of time ever, because I didn't want to learn. I wanted to do. I wanted to take action. I wanted to apply the things that I was learning. And sitting in school, learning random stuff that didn't make any sense to me was just ridiculous. I hated it. I'm a smart guy. I like to learn, but I hated school. So I got out of there as fast as I could, and I joined the Army, right? And so to this day, I apply things that I learn in the markets, and I take action on it. And sometimes, because I'm so geared for action, it messes me up. I make a lot of mistakes, and I get beat up a lot, okay? And so that may be a long story just to say that I've had a lot of bad experiences in trading because of that. So because of my risk-taking nature, I've really made a lot of mistakes, and that has caused me a lot of pain financially, and a lot of pain psychologically, because when you lose financially and it causes that financial pain, it's almost like, and I'm not comparing this to combat, but it's almost like post-stress disorder, right? Because you just get a slap in the face. The market just punches you in the face. And you're like, oh man, how am I going to keep going? And a lot of people cannot handle that pain, and they quit. Okay, and so the biggest thing I think for me was just to keep going, and not quitting. And one of the other things about all that is the actual bad habits that's involved. You know, perseverance is great, and I'm all for it. But if you just do the same thing over and over and you don't change your bad habits, you're never going to get in there. And that's the good thing about the pain, is the pain does cause you to change. And I love change. I love trying to change. But again, I'm very bad at it. And the pain has helped me tremendously. So I thank the markets for giving me a lot of pain in order to make me change. And the sad part is, because I'm high risk personality, I also can handle a lot of pain. So I have a tendency to do the same bad habits over and over again, because I can just take more pain than a lot of people, right? And that's just my personality. Like, I'm always like, okay, I can do this, you know, and I just don't let things stop me. And so that's good. And it's bad. It's good because it pushes me out into the comfort zone. I hate being in a comfort zone. I like to challenge myself. But it's bad because I'm getting beat up a lot. And so one of the worst things that ever happened to me was when I was first starting trading. I took a really small account. And when I say really small, I'm talking $60. I took $60 in a Forex account. And I took that account and I traded it all the way up to about 4,000, and I blew the entire thing in one bad trade. So I spent months building this up, and to go from 60 to 4,000 is quite a great accomplishment, and it takes a lot of time, dedication. It took me months of hard work, day after day, slugging it out in the charts, and I made one bad decision and just blew the whole thing. And so it's just like recently with the stock market crash. It took how long to get the stock market to get where it was? Like years, and then it all goes away in 3 days, right? Same kind of scenario. It took me so long to accomplish what I accomplished, and then it was all gone. And that messed me up. bad. Like, I really had a hard time bouncing back from that. I kept at it and I kept trading, but what happened was I was so psychologically messed up that I just couldn't function properly. Like, I just went on this massive losing streak after that, and I kept topping up my account, and it kept blowing accounts. And it just kept happening over and over again. And it wasn't even so much as bad habits, but it was mentally, I was suffering because of that loss. And one of the other things that really hit me was the fact that I did it. I had success going from $60 to $4,000. And even though I had lost it all and I was in this tremendous losing streak, I really felt like, man, I did this once, I can do it again. And so I let that be my spark to push me through. Okay, and there's so many different things that I could tell you about as far as having success, but one of the things you've got to have is you've got to believe that it's possible. And I get a lot of people on this channel. I love everyone, but I get a lot of people that are just really negative, right? They're like, you're a scammer, you're a guru, why are you selling your indicators? If you really did this, you wouldn't sell anything, and this is all fake, and whatever. Okay, and I'm doing this live, right? But the point is, you got to believe that it's possible. And I don't really care if you believe me or not, but believe something. Believe that you can do it. Look at the markets and say that you can do it. And if you believe that you can do it, then you can do it. And just hang on to that. That belief system that it is possible is the one thing that you have that will help you push past any obstacles that are standing in front of you. And to me, that's really important, that we can push through obstacles. I think that's what faith does, is it pushes you out to take action past into an uncomfort zone, into the unknown, into the things that you can possibly do. And so that challenge for me was really difficult to get past that, and through some of my tough times, and just through my own stupidity and my own bad habits. I'll just say this, that if you guys can see me doing it, then anyone can do it, because of my risk-taking and pain-averse nature, I think that has set me up to be more of a challenge for success, because I know a lot of people are a lot more conservative than me. They follow the rules a lot more than I do. And so because of that, I think you have an even greater chance of success than I do. So I just want to encourage you and say, look, if I can do this, anyone can, because I'm definitely not anybody special. I have some great abilities and unique giftings, but we all do. Everybody has unique giftings that God has placed in us. We're all unique. We all have special gifts and talents. And so if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Absolutely. And so now I'm going to transition, and you got my past and my history, and I just kept going. But now I want to transition a little bit and start talking about the strategy that I'm looking at right now. And I really like finding reversals. And I think that to me is the greatest possible scenario. And I like reversals because what it does is it gives you a nice little stop loss. You get a nice tight stop, and you can get a big win, like you've seen me do so many times in the live trading challenge. But what I really like, there's two kinds of reversals. One is on a daily chart. It's very overextended, and you're looking at a reversal. So I'm looking for something that's gone a long distance, and I can use my EFC indicator, which will help me gauge that, or I can just look at it and say, oh, this thing has gone visually. I can look at it and say, this has gone for a week or 2 weeks in one direction, and it's about time to change. So then I look for little signals that the market will give me that it's trying to change. Little reversal signals, taking out higher highs and higher lows. Not too often will the market reverse immediately. That's the great thing about reversals, is they give you little hints and clues. So most of the people that trade reversals, they say it's trying to catch a falling knife. Well, that's very true, because they're trying to catch the bottom. And I don't do that. I don't try to catch the bottom. What I do is I wait for the market to give me clues that the reversal is starting to happen. I did that yesterday in the New Zealand yen that was so successful. And today I'm going to be looking at another trade here in a few minutes that is another reversal, and I think is going to be a pretty good opportunity for us. So I look for reversals, and that's how I do it. I just look for it to take out some highs, get new higher highs, new lower lows, or if it's a reversal to the downside, I'm looking for it to take out new lows. And another way that I trade the reversals is I do it with inside the trend. So if I'm looking at a daily chart and I see it's an uptrend, well, I can then try to find the reversal on a lower time frame that goes and continues the trend. So I'm not going to just take the trade at any point in time, but I wait for a pullback. I look for reversal signals on a lower time frame and then take the trade in the direction of the trend on that lower time frame. And by doing that, that helps me out in a couple ways. One is it helps me continue with the trend, helps me carry my trade to bigger wins, and it lets me get a smaller stop loss because I'm waiting for the price to get into a tighter range, a tighter consolidation where I can drop my stop to a lower level, because as you've also seen me trade on a lower time frame, it helps me get bigger wins. And I do that on a big reversal going counter trend. If I'm doing that on a daily, I still will drop down to a lower time frame to try to get a tighter stop loss. And so by doing that, that's really helped me out a lot. And so there's 3 points to successful trading in my mind, and that is, number 1 is mindset, number 2 is strategy, and number 3 is money management. And so the biggest success for me in the money management side is just to allow my winners to go and be bigger. I like to try to get as big as possible, try to nail 10-to-1 trades, 5-to-1, 3-to-1. And basically, just for definition purposes, what that means is if I risk $100, a 3-to-1 means that I'm going to try to make 300. Risking 100 and trying to make 3, that's a 3-to-1. So a 5-to-1 would be $500 if I risked 100. A 10-to-1 would be $1,000 if I risked 100. And so trying to go for those big winners has helped me out. And that's why that's my money management portion. And I talked about the strategy already, but then the mindset is where you just got to let the market do its thing. A couple really big mindset things that have helped me out so much is, number 1 is I realized that I can't control the market, right? Just like there's so many things you can't control and so many things that you can. I look at the things that I can control and I work on those. So what can I control? Me. I can control my actions. I have a free will. God has given me free will. I can control those things. So what am I going to work on controlling? Me, not the market, right? So I'm doing my analysis and I take the trade and I let the market do what it's going to do, and I don't care. I just know that I did my part, right? And so in the past, I was always, oh man, I hate losing this trade. I'm going to move my stop. I'm going to add another position. And I would not take a loss. I just couldn't handle taking a loss. And so now that I've learned to let the market just do its thing, that I can only control me and I can't control the market, and I will wait for those big winners, that mindset has truly changed my trading once I discovered that. And so the mindset part has been very important, to just be comfortable with the losses, to understand that you cannot control the market. And look, once you're in a trade, I always look at it as I'm either going to win or lose. There's a 50-50 outcome. But the thing is, I want to win bigger than what I lose. And so I'm very careful at maintaining my losses. And now I don't mind losing trades. If you were tuning into my last 20 trade live challenge, you could see I lost 5 in a row. And I kept saying, you know what, this drawdown is uncomfortable, but it's going to turn around. The market is going to give me some wins. And then right after that, I got a really big $7,000 winner on the USD Swiss. So that mindset, I would have never been able to do that in the past. And just also the mindset of consistency, looking at the market as a whole and realizing, don't worry about one trade, but look at what are you going to do in 100 trades? What are you going to do in 500 trades? And looking at that. And then the last part that I want to really drive home is just measurement, statistics. I look at average win. I look at win percentage. I look at my expectancy rate, which is what is I'm expecting to make each trade. I look at my risk to reward ratio very heavily. I analyze my trades. I analyze my spreadsheet. I look at my entries and my exits and try to determine what I did right, what I did wrong, and I grade myself. I measure myself against myself. I don't measure myself against Joe Schmo Trader, who's a legend. Yeah, he's awesome, but he's not me. Okay, I look at myself and I measure myself against myself, because I can't judge myself versus you, because I'm not you and you're not me. So don't look at me and say, I want to be like him. Say, what can I do better than what I did last time? If you're not analyzing your stats, you're never going to grow. Never. There has to be some kind of measurement system in place. You have to be able to tell me what your charts are. I get people asking me for help all the time. They say, I just bought one of your indicators and they don't work and it's terrible. I'm like, oh, okay, well, how did you do in the last 20 trades? I lost like 3 trades. Oh, okay, well, can you get me a spreadsheet and show me all of your trades? And I want to look at it. I want to analyze it. I want to help you have success. And, not too often do people able to give me an answer. And when I ask them to come back and do it, nobody ever does it. It's odd to me that no one will do those things that I ask them to do, because it's really helping yourself, right? So again, just do those things and you'll see yourself grow. And it's baby steps. You're going to grow a little bit at a time. You're not going to see massive growth massively. And you need to look at your trading account. The dollars in your account represent you as a trader. Okay, so if your dollars are going up, you're growing. That's the outward. So the internal is working on yourself, fixing yourself, making yourself better. That's the internal mechanisms that happen. But internal mechanisms will always generate something externally, right? And so it doesn't matter if it's trading or whatever it is in life. When you're working on yourself, you're going to see growth. I see it in my relationships. I see it in my business. I see it in my trading. I see it in my marriage. When I work on myself and making myself better, I see the results happen in an outward fashion, and I see the type of improvement in my life. But it all starts with taking ownership and saying, look, this is something I have to do. I'm not going to blame it on the market. I'm not going to blame it on Joe Schmo marketing legend. I'm not going to blame it on a trading platform. I'm not going to blame it on an indicator I bought. I'm not going to blame it on my wife or on anything else other than me. And when I take the ownership, I'm also going to mix it up with a little bit of faith, saying, yes, I can do it. I'm not going to beat myself up because of failure. I love making mistakes and failing, not because I'm crazy and I like pain, but because I know that I'm going to get through it. So if you have the attitude and you make a mistake and I'm like, oh, Casey, you're the biggest dummy. Oh, you're an idiot. No, I don't do that. I don't beat myself up. A lot of people beat themselves up. Don't beat yourself up. If you make a mistake, say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to move on and I'm going to do something and I'm going to change my behavior and it's going to be better next time. And you keep analyzing it and you look at the ugly truth. Don't deny it. So there's some things you can do. You can beat yourself up or you can be a denier. Some people will just deny the truth or they won't look at it. They have these trading statements. They have the trades and they go in a corner. They don't look at them. Like they just blew their account and they're like, I am not pulling that up. Right? And I get that because I've done that so many times. But you got to look at those results and then study them and say, man, that sucks. But don't beat yourself up. Don't quit. Say, this is bad, but I'm committed to improving myself and making it better. I'm committed to making success. I want to tell you, just make a commitment and don't quit. Don't beat yourself up. Just keep going. Give yourself the ability to have success. Try it out. Don't put all your money into an account and blow it. Then you're setting yourself up. And I did that, by the way. So don't do like what I did, but you're setting yourself up for disaster if you do those things. Set yourself up for success. Give yourself a very small trading account. Put $500, $1,000 into a trading account. Trade it. And then when you have success, then go ahead and add some more money. And when I say success, trade successfully for 6 months. Or if you don't have any money at all, trade on demo for 6 months. If you can win successfully for 6 months, then go ahead and add some money to it. Make a commitment to yourself that you're not going to add any money until you're successful for 6 months. But here's the thing, nobody's willing to do that. They'd rather just try it out and lose and then blame somebody and say trading didn't work for them. Look, that's fine if that's what you want to do, but you're not going to have success. Don't treat trading like a casino. Don't come in and just think that you're going to come in, pull some buttons, and make some money. It's not how it works. It takes hard work. It takes commitment. It takes ownership. It takes a right mental mindset. It's not going to happen on accident. It takes a full effort. It's mind, it's process, it's strategy, it's money management. It's getting around other people who can encourage you, other traders. I'm here to encourage people. So come on in, leave me a comment, leave me an email, and I'll encourage you. I really want to see you succeed. That's my goal. My goal is to see other people succeed. And so you're never going to hear anything negative from me. I'm going to always encourage everybody to be the best that they can be, and I want to try to help people accomplish their goals. And so that's what I'm here for. Okay, now enough on strategy, mindset, talked a little bit about my history. Now I want to talk about today's setup that I'm looking at. And I'm actually looking at a USD yen. I think that this pair is really overextended. And I have an indicator I use called the EFC, and it's triggered this thing as being overbought right now. And so on the EFC, and just in the market in general, you don't really need my indicator. You can see that this thing is way up here. So I'm waiting for a reversal to happen. And I think it's going to be a great trade because it's moved so much. So my thought is, why not try to get a short here? But I'm not going to just enter the trade. I'm going to wait for it to give me some reversal signals. So on a daily chart, you can see that it's been up a tremendous amount. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look at it. It's been up 1,000 points. That's how much it's moved in the last 2 weeks. So it's a 2-week up move. And now we're starting to get some slowing. The trend has stopped. And so it's either going to consolidate up here, which means consolidate means just kind of go sideways. And then it's going to burst in one direction or another. So a big up move like this can definitely continue and go up on the USD yen pair. However, it could go down. The market wisdom of Casey Stubbs. It could go up or it could go down. Ha. So, but it's true. I cannot predict the market. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have the magic bullet. I wish I did. Once I enter the trade, I'm either going to win or lose, just like you. But here's the thing, okay? I am looking for this consolidation to break, and I'm right now biased for shorts. Why? Because it's oversold. It's overbought. It's way up. If you look what happened when the last time, it went way down, and then it went way up, right? It went down 1,200 pips, and it went back up 1,000 really fast. So I'm biased for the short side right now, but that doesn't matter. This could be just a quick rebound, and it could go another 1,000 pips to the upside after this. And if I'm wrong, well, I missed it. And I'm just going to go ahead and find the next trade. It's okay. It's going to happen a lot. I only won 35% of the time in the last trading challenge I did. I'm going to miss a lot of trades. And that's okay, because I'm going to make money. I'm not really concerned about being right. I'm going to let the market do what it does, and I'm going to do what I do. So on this move here, it's on a daily, it's starting to drop a little bit. So let's go ahead and pull up a different time frame. If we look at a 4-hour, it's still overbought on the 4, but it hasn't shown a level that has actually wanted to break yet. So I'm looking for a break of a specific level. Okay, and that level is about 110, about the 110 range, because right now it's trading at 110.65. So if I go down another 60 points and we get a nice solid burst of momentum, I'm going to take that trade. I'm going to short the US yen, and I'm going to try to drop in onto a lower time frame so I can tighten my stop, and I might get whipped out, but I'm going to target a 3-to-1, and then when I get there, when it gets close to the target, I'm going to look at it and say, do I want to try to ride this out for more? And a lot of that will depend on my stop loss. If I can get in and get a really tight stop, sometimes the momentum will carry it. If I get like a 15 pip stop, it's pretty easy to get a 10-to-1. Not easy, but if I can time it just right, I can get a 10-to-1 because the market can carry it 150 pips. So you just take your risk, 15 times 10, 150, that's how you get the 10-to-1, right? So if I can get a tight stop, it makes it easier for me to get a bigger win. So that's why I try to time it just right. But I'm not going to do stupid trades, because then if you do, then you're going to lose a lot, right? So I'm going to be watching this trade for a breakdown, try to get it in on a tight trade, and the market is not actually setting up for me to take this right now. So I'm not going to be taking it as of right now, just because it's not there yet. It's currently trading in a sideways motion, and I'm just waiting for the break to happen, which will come very soon, and I just have to be ready for it. Okay, well, that's it for today. I hope you guys found this journey exciting, useful, inspiring, educational, something. But thanks a lot for just being with me today. I really appreciate it. And you can always reach out to me. I'm always available to help. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share this and come back. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the challenge. This was the last episode of the 20 challenge, but I'm going to keep on going just because I've been getting such great feedback. All right, everybody. See you guys soon, and have a great day.